space for what.
Hi there, beautiful people. Today we are on set with the world-renowned business coach, motivational speaker, and author of many books, Dr. John Tibane.
Choose my priority.
And welcome again to In the Room with Wisdom. Today I am here, I am ecstatic, I'm in the room with wisdom called Dr. John Tibane. Welcome, sir, to my channel.
Hi,
Hi, Dr.
Jennifer.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Well,
thank
I'm
you.
also with wisdom, and that's you.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm so
thank
honored
you.
for that.
Good.
My stage name is Lady J.
Mhm.
Anyhow, you would like to address me is still fine. Jennifer, Lady J.
Okay.
Either way.
Let's stick to Lady J.
Lady J.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I appreciate your time. I know that you were busy this afternoon. We were having a singles conference and we were highly impacted. I'm still mesmerized, as married as I am. So I'm really highly intrigued by the wisdom that you have. And I believe that no man is self-made. Who has made you?
God.
Wow. And who is your mentor on earth?
I have living and dead mentors. My mentor number one is Advocate Paul. Well, we call him Apostle Paul because I follow his writings very strictly. And of course, Dr. Ndobe, whom I had an opportunity to spend 7 days in his house per his invitation in the Bahamas just to walk with him whilst I was still a medical practitioner in preparation for my exit from medical practice.
Yeah.
Then of course you meet mentors in different ways as you read their books, etc. So there are many of them.
Many
You
of
can,
them.
yeah.
So where does Dr. Tibane fellowship? Who is your spiritual covering?
I fellowship at God Never Fails with Bishop Endin Tlapo, but I also have a lot of other spiritual mentors and friends that I interact with where we do church outside church, church in the mall, church
Of course.
in a coffee shop, etc. Yeah,
Of course. So that's where you submit under.
that's right, yes.
How much do you believe in submission?
I totally believe in submission because many people, they want to emerge without having been submerged. You know, when you submit to someone, you are literally putting your ministry or your purpose under them so that it can be cooked, so that when it emerges, it is ripe and it is ready to serve the nation.
Yeah.
But also, it is a spiritual principle that whoever you submit yourself to, you may become greater than.
Sure.
And that is why it's important to not just submit to mere men. You need to submit to people who know where they are going to. Jesus Christ himself actually said, those who were mentored by me or coached by me, they will do greater works than I did. And the same is seen with Elisha and Elijah. When Elisha got a double portion or anointing of his mentor. So actually submission, you are not doing a favor to the one you submit to. You are doing favor to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, according to you, when you become greater than
Yeah.
the person you submit under,
Yes.
does it happen in their lifetime or after?
It can happen anytime. Literally anytime. But you also need to understand that being greater than your mentor, it has nothing to do with you being better than him or her. But what it really means is you have learned from his failures and mistakes and successes. So you are learning as a person, but you are also learning a lot from that person, which means the mistakes they made, you are less likely to make them if you were indeed learning from them.
Yeah.
And if he was also an honest mentor to show you his mistakes so that you don't have to repeat them.
Yeah.
So the greatness there has nothing to do with you are better than them, but what it really means is that in your own calling and in your own area of influence, there will be an accelerated growth than it happened with your mentor.
Wow.
Because now you're taking advantage of his successes and failures.
Wow. So will that be both witnessed by the mentee and the mentor, or will the mentor first see that?
If he's a true mentor, he's supposed to witness that.
Wow.
Because the biggest challenge with mentorship is when there is no intentionality. Okay, Apostle Paul may not see it because he may not even know he's my mentor.
Yeah.
But a living mentor, where you do have a relationship, there's got to be an intention, there's got to be an understanding that he's actually mentoring you and you're being mentored by them. So then there's got to be an observation that there is actually a growth in this person's life.
Wow. So why Paul out of all the biblical characters?
I think when it comes to submission and mentorship, there's got to be affinity. Affinity in the sense that it's like you are flowing together. And it must not be difficult to be mentored by somebody.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the way I am wired and the way I am programmed and the way I look at life, I find it easy to learn from him than others.
Very interesting. Dr. Tibane, you seem to me like a person who truly understands who you are, why you're here. You found yourself in your fullest. When did that happen, and what did it take for you to get there?
We can't finish that story now. But we do have defining moments. And many of it is on hindsight. You know, I became a medical doctor for wrong reasons. I was good in physics, maths, biology, you name them, and everybody said you must become a medical doctor. My teacher said, hey John, go make us proud and become a medical doctor. And guess what? I made them proud, but I never made me proud.
Wow.
So having studied medicine and worked for 7 years as a GP, seeing sick people, on my 3rd year already, I was already frustrated with medical practice, because the gift on the inside, which is to inspire people, was already crying on the inside, which I was suppressing because the field that I was at was actually suppressing the gift.
Sure.
I personally believe I was called to inspire people using words of wisdom, but there I was dealing with people who were sick in the body. So there was frustration, because remember, passion is frustration seeking appropriate focus. Passion is frustration seeking appropriate focus.
Wow.
So I'm a passionate person, but my passion was not appropriately focused, being in medical practice.
Yeah.
The real focus, the good focus for my passion is on the platform, inspiring people. So I have a gift of the gap. But when I was at school, high school, in hindsight, I was the one who made the most noise in class. And the teachers made a mistake. They made me a monitor or a prefect. Then the whole class made noise. So what I really needed then was a teacher who would say, John, you have the gift of the gap, and this thing can make you lots of money in the future. Finish your matric and go study psychology, philosophy, theology, or whatever it is. But they didn't see that. They only saw the fact that I was good in physics, maths, etc. So then I went to do medical science.
Yeah.
But I know who I am, and the defining moment was in my surgery at one stage on my 3rd year, where there was a long queue of people outside.
Yeah.
And I was with a woman who had abdominal pains. I spent almost an hour teaching this woman on how to write down her vision, how to set goals. And as I was doing that, at one stage she said, may I please go to the bathroom? When she went to the bathroom, my secretary came in and said, the queue is very long outside. It was at that moment that I realized that I'm doing the right thing in a wrong place. Because here is this woman came because of her abdominal pains, and I'm busy teaching her how to write down her vision. So on that year, I made a decision that I'm going to leave medical practice, but I had to plan. So for the next 4 years, I was planning to leave medical practice. And on the 7th year, I left. And there's a lot that I did in those 4 years, including going to study business management with Damelin and doing other courses, because I knew that when I leave medical practice, I'm going to be addressing corporates that are looking for something else other than high blood pressure, diabetes, hemoglobin, and many more. Because at that time, all I knew was medical terminology. So now I needed to get a business language. That is why there was preparation. So there's a lot that actually happened, and I'm happy I did.
Wow, that is good. Guys, thank you for watching the show. Please tune in to my next episode. Like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.
Now, the reason why many people struggle to find their purpose is because they don't search and they don't ask the right questions. If someone does not know why he is on earth, it's very easy to find out if you can ask the difficult question.